What is up, guys? What is up? Your girl Janice is live. I think the mic is working. But what is up, guys? I am so excited. Your girl is live. So if you can see me and you can hear me, just give me a one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat, y'all. If y'all can see and hear me, okay, drop a one in the chat. And as you guys are coming in the virtual building, first of all, I'm excited. Your girl is live. I'm logging in from New York City. I would love to know where you guys are logging in from. Hey girl, hey. So I see Miss Mitchell in the building. How you doing? I see Carolyn. Hey girl. Hey Angie. Hey Simone. Let me know, guys, where y'all are logging in from. Visa's in the building. Let me know where y'all logging in from. Okay, so we have Maryland. Because I want to get a feel of where we're going to be opening these black owned beauty supply stores. Because nothing makes me more excited than that. Nothing makes me more excited than that. And we are going to get into all the tea today. We are going to get into all the tea. So let me know in the chat, who do we have in the building? Where y'all looking to open your stores? So I did see Maryland. We got some stores in Maryland. Salina, Kansas. We don't have no stores there. Indian Head, Maryland. I love Maryland. Atlanta, Georgia is deep. We already know Atlanta is deep. Raleigh, North Carolina is in the building. My good sis Jayla is in the building. Okay. Yes. So we have Indianapolis. We have Kansas City. Okay. Where else do we have? What other cities do we have? Stockbridge. I see you. Awesome. Akron, Ohio. Ready. Yes. The only one in the city. Come on, Ashley. Let's go. I'm super excited. Awesome. Where else do we have? What other cities do we have? There is 21 of y'all on here. Rep your city. Rep your city. What other cities do we have on here? Okay. Hello, Queen. Fargo is in the building. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So I'm excited, guys. As you can see, I love an interactive chat. It just does something for me. So as I am going through the slides, I would just love for y'all to just keep the chats lit. Let me know when things are making sense for you guys. Let me know if the information is hitting, if everything makes sense to you guys as I'm going through, because it is going to be good. Girl, don't be calling me. And also I'm interested in knowing if you already have an existing store. Is there anyone on here that already has a store? If you already have a store, drop your store in the chat so we can all follow you. If you guys have a store already in the chat, drop your store in the chat so we can follow you. All right, so we are going to get into it. So first of all, I want to say you guys definitely want to stay for the entire presentation. I have a special gift for you guys at the end. So definitely try to stay for all of the information. All of the information is going to be fire. This is what I do, and I'm excited about it because 2026 is our year. If 2026, let's just start there. If 2026 is going to be your year, give me a 1 in the chat or give me a 2026 in the chat. Like just one or the other. If 2026 is going to be a year, give me a 1 in the chat or drop in 2026 in the chat. If you want your year to look differently than what it looked like this year or the year before or the year before or the year before or the year before, if we know that 2026, we coming for you 2026. I'm speaking for myself. I'm coming for you 2026. I'm ready to fight already. But 2026 is going to be our year, is going to be our best year. And there is going to be a few of you on here that will literally open the first Black-owned beauty supply store in your community, breaking barriers, y'all. And so it is going to be fire. I'm super excited. So we are going to be talking about how to open this store in 2026. I'm going to be talking about my predictions. I'm going to be talking about funding trends. And I'm also going to be talking about the launch strategy. So a quick legal notice and copyright and consent disclaimer, because I have been doing this for over 8 years. And of course, we've had some people copy the information. So I have to read this just for you guys to get this legalese out the way. This training includes all strategies, frameworks, and predictions, methods, and materials. Is exclusive to the intellectual property of Janice Fredericks and the Retail Genius. It is provided for personal education use only. Any reproduction, distribution, recording, sharing of this commercial use of this content, including it to use your own to create your programs, trainings, or offers, is strictly prohibited. Okay. By attending this webinar, you acknowledge and grant the Retail Genius permission to record, repurpose, and use your name, video, comments, likeness, and media for marketing, educational purposes. Attendance constitutes full consent and release of those rights. We are all watching on YouTube, and so we all know that we are here for this training, and we ain't going to do no shady business. Okay, so we got the legal stuff out the way. So y'all, the Black-owned beauty supply takeover is here. The Black-owned beauty supply takeover is here, and we are excited about it. So I love to just show a lot of our clients from all over the country, just to show you guys that the blueprint can work, whether you are in Georgia, which is Quality Beauty Supply, my good sis here, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that's New York Beauty Supply. These gentlemen actually opened the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Then we had Jassy Chick out in Las Vegas, Nevada. She was actually one of my first clients, a nurse turned beauty entrepreneur. Be brave. They are out in LA. So I don't know if any LA people are in the building, but we have LA in the building. My Shade and Texture, which I'm going to be talking a lot about this store because I absolutely love her store. It's a Naturalista store. And I know a lot of you are on here wanted to create that high-end experience, wanted to create that top-tier experience for Black women. So we're going to talk about creating that because that's exactly what my good sis Pam did. And she is out in Tampa, Florida. So if I have any Tampa people, you guys can check out My Shade and Texture. House of Melanin is in the Chicago area. Bold Culture Beauty is another beautiful Naturalista store. She's actually in Orlando, Florida. So Orlando is in the building. And then also we have Mega Beauty Supply, which was a mother-daughter duo. They just opened a second location earlier this year. And so moving on up, and we're so excited to finally see representation. Drop representation in the chat because it wasn't always like this. It was not always like this. And so just to recap tonight's agenda, we are going to be going through a 2025 beauty supply industry roundup. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys what we saw this year in terms of sales, in terms of stores, all the things that happened in 2025. I want to talk about my 2026 beauty supply predictions, which I do every single year. I'm going to share with you guys some recent funding trends that we have seen, how to position your store to win. And then also I'm going to be giving you guys the behind the scenes of my Platinum Store Launch program, in which we have helped hundreds of people open beauty supply stores all across America. So literally today, 5 people, only looking for 5 people will literally completely change your lives by the end of this webinar. There's about 30 of y'all on watching YouTube right now, but I'm speaking directly to the 5 who literally has said to themselves, this is exactly what I want to do. She's exactly the one I want to do it with. And literally by the end of this webinar, 5 of you are going to be ready to take the leap and unlock the opportunities and literally transform your future. So by the end of this webinar, you will know how to confidently open and run your own beauty supply store. And it literally could be you who takes that first step towards ownership. Okay, towards ownership. So there's some reasons why you may have decided to even join this webinar today, right? There's a few common reasons why people join these trainings, join these webinars, and they're trying to figure out, I want to do entrepreneurship, but I just don't know what it is. You may be on here because you are currently tired of your 9-to-5 and you want to actually do work that's going to impact lives. Okay. You are on here because you understand that your community is waiting for your Black-owned beauty supply store. We have seen too many Asian-owned, Arab-owned stores, and our community literally needs a Black-owned beauty supply store. Or you're on here because you want to create financial freedom and generational wealth for your children, and you understand that a traditional 9-to-5 may not do that for you. And so you understand that you have to step into the world of entrepreneurship if you want to drastically change the way things are going for you. Okay. And so if you guys are watching me for the first time, my name is Janice. I am the Retail Genius. I have helped Black women and men secure over $1.5 million in funding for their beauty supply stores. This was in 2024. Collectively, however, in the past 8 years, our clients have generated over 15 million in revenue. So these are all the stores in our tribe, 15 million in revenue. I have been recognized by Black Enterprise as an industry pioneer, but I didn't always start in entrepreneurship. Like many of you, I had the corporate background, I had the business degree, and so I worked at one of the largest investment firms, arguably, in the world, Goldman Sachs. And now I'm the number one strategist helping Black women reclaim ownership in this industry. I'm also a single mom of 5 small children, wanting to build legacy and generational wealth for them as well. So this is what happened in 2025. This is what we've seen in 2025. Well, immediately in the first 90 days of the Trump administration, there was 300,000 Black women who had lost their jobs. This was our first wake-up call on the onset of 2025. So this is the moment, this is the defining moment, because I was exactly in this position where I was working that good government job. I was working for the Treasury Department that was laid off. So for many of you, this is exactly what your reality is. This is what you're facing, and you probably feel lost, but this is actually the wake-up call that's going to bring you into your next, right? Because I was laid off. I felt terrible about losing my good government job. But little did I know back in 2008 that God was setting me up to open my own beauty supply store. And I literally needed to get fired off of that job because I would have never left. And how interesting is it that we literally need to be pushed out of certain situations so that we can go into the next thing? And it doesn't feel good and it doesn't always feel right. But this is literally what God needs to do, because he understands that we probably wouldn't do it on our own. Like I probably would have never left my good government job with my good benefits, with my parents having paid for my private school and the private college and all of the things and having all the degrees. And many of us have all the things and have all the degrees, but we don't have a lot to show for it. So this is our moment, guys. I don't want you to miss it. This is our moment. This is our wake-up call for us to have ownership, legacy, and actual control over our future. Because if you don't recognize that with the DEI shutdown and with government shutdown and all of these shutdowns that we've seen this year, that we are not in control unless you are in control of your own money and you are an entrepreneur and you have your own business. Now, beauty supply is $1 billion industry, right? So currently it is time for us to own more than just the products on the shelves. Like we were literally fighting Target to get products on our shelves. Why don't we own the shelves? Why don't we own the shelves so we don't have to fight to get on the shelves? Okay, this is our wake-up call. And also, most of us are mothers. So like I said, y'all, I am a new single mom of 5 small kids. So 80% of Black mothers are the primary and sole breadwinners. And so all my single moms, group hug. Can we get a group hug real quick? Because this is tough. But here's what I also know about Black mothers is that we're really resilient. We're really resilient and we carry our household. So it is important, especially for our Black mothers, to make sure that we win no matter the situation, guys, that we are winning. I am a new single mom, y'all. I didn't think I was going to be here. But here's what I understand about this new season that I'm in is that my vision is so sharp right now. And I'm so fired up to make things shake for these children of mine. How many Black moms do I have on the call that need to make things shake for their children? Drop shake in the chat. Black fathers too. I'm not leaving anybody out. But drop shake in the chat if you need to shake things. You need to make something shake in 2026. So in 2025, guys, we literally saw that the beauty supply sector, of course, grew, right? Beauty demand stayed strong even with economic uncertainties. Ulta raised its annual forecast, by the way. They raised its forecast. And the foot traffic grew from our chain from 1% to 2%. So what does this tell us? What does this tell us when everyone's talking about the economy and how bad it is, right? This tells us that the beauty supply industry is stabilizing itself, right? Our weak stores, just like any other business, the weak stores have declined and they're getting pushed out. So our big box retailers getting pushed out. Target's gone because we had a boycott and we still have a boycott going. And so there's a focus now on our strong community-centered stores. And we saw these stores actually grow. So right now, it is the best time to enter this market because it's rebalancing. Like we're figuring things out. We're pushing out the big box retailers. We're focusing more on our smaller, stronger community-centered stores that actually care about us. Here's another interesting thing that I saw in 2025. The Black beauty sector, so we're talking about our textured hair care products, grew about 6%. Okay. Black consumers continue to literally drive billions of dollars in beauty spend annually, right? So the demand is definitely not the issue because we continue to buy, whether we're buying online or whether we're buying in person. The ownership, I want y'all to see this. The ownership is the issue. Okay. We typically in economics, we talk about supply and demand. We see the demand here. I see a lot of women on here. Have y'all still bought y'all beauty products this year? If y'all still buying y'all beauty products, drop a yes in the chat, just because I want everyone to see that the demand is still here. We are still spending our coins. That didn't stop. And it's not going to stop. Okay, because Black women fuel the beauty economy. And yet, we only own a fraction of the supply chain. Less than 10% of beauty supply stores are owned by Black women. So opening a store is just not about business and opening stores and having a franchise and it's literally about economic justice and economic freedom, period. And on top of that, guys, let's understand that we are also not new to this. We're true to this. We have already seen powerful Black women come before us, like Madam C.J. Walker, who became the first self-made millionaire in the beauty sector. So it is not a surprise that the first female millionaire was Black, but she also got her millions in Black hair care and beauty and distribution, right? And so, guys, we have already seen the blueprint. We are not doing something new. We are not doing something for the first time. Do we understand this? How powerful is it that you can actually look back to the 1920s and identify Black women who have already paved the way for us? So there's literally no excuse. There's literally no excuse for us to be here decades later, still not at the forefront of ownership. The math ain't mathing, y'all. And this is exactly how I got started, y'all. I got started in one of the worst crises in our history, which was the mortgage crisis. It was 2008. This was the year I lost my good paying job with the U.S. Treasury Department as a bank examiner. And I lost my job. It was a mortgage crisis. I recall looking for gas. I don't know if y'all remember 2008, 2009, where we had the gas shortage and literally we could not find gas. It was bad. It was way worse than what it is now. And yet, and still, in that terrible economy, I still opened my store. I still said I was going to do it. I was jobless. And I said, there's no way I'm going back to a job. There's no way I'm going back to a job because I know that God has called me for this, right? And I opened my store literally 60 days after I made the decision to open my store. This was in 2010. And now 2025, I have helped hundreds of Black men and women open stores. I am an author of an Amazon bestseller book called Breaking Barriers, How to Open a Beauty Supply Store, y'all. And I would have never even made it here had I not made the decision to cut off that plan B. A lot of us still operate with a plan B, but I said, we're going to burn the boats. We're going to burn the ships. There's no going back to the job. And so if I had kept that door open and I kept it a possibility, and my mom was telling me at the same time, you got that degree, you can just go back and get another job. You can just get another job. Guys, sometimes you can't listen to the parents. Okay. Sometimes you can't listen to the family because here's the thing, like God didn't give them the vision. So they're just not going to understand this whole entrepreneurship when the vision just wasn't for them. And so they're going to say what makes sense. Mothers are protective. They're going to say what makes sense and what feels like they're protecting you. Don't start no business. Don't do that. It's risky. It's a bad time. It's a bad economy. Listen, let me tell you something about me opening in a bad economy. I made more money than I ever did in any other economy was when I first opened. Do you understand why? Do you understand why? It's because everybody else was afraid to open their beauty supply store. So you may have 10 people or 30 people in a room. We got 34 people in the room right now. Half of you guys are saying, you know what, it's just too bad of an economy. I don't want to do it. So half those people is out, they're not going to open. Then we have 15 or so people left, fired up, ready to open. Half those people are not going to open. And so the small percentage of people that open a store because everyone else was too scared, they get all the market share. And do you understand that when the people who were scared and it's a good economy, so now you feel more comfortable opening, now you want to come along with your beauty supply store to try to compete with mine, I already got all the market share. If I did my job right, I already got loyal people that's coming in my store. I already have all the market share of the community because I was the first, okay? There's no way you're going to penetrate. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about what I actually experienced. I opened my store, and when times were better, there was about 4 other beauty supply stores that opened literally in my same community, blocks away from me. And while I was panicking and freaking out, I'm like, couldn't believe that these stores was trying to open in my community. They failed as fast as they opened. Why? Because I had already had loyal community people coming to my store saying that they wasn't going to go shop with them because I was here first. And there's something about that loyalty that you have to tap into when you are the first. That's why it's important that you move when God tells you to move. Because if you don't, he's going to give it to somebody else. Y'all do know that, right? That's how God works. If you're not going to execute, he's going to give it to somebody else. And they are going to execute. And what do I hear time after time after time? Man, I wanted to open a store. I wanted to be the first Black-owned store in my community, and someone else did it. Don't let that be your story. But here's the bigger picture that I want you guys to understand. And we don't really know these numbers because it's not really on the internet. It is a $100 billion industry with a B, driven by Black consumers, right? 92% owned by Asian, 8% owned by African Americans. 92% of that 100 billion with a B is going to the Asian demographic. In a market that we built, and a market that we are the number one consumers in. So that dollar is not circulating in the Black community when you don't spend it with a Black-owned beauty supply store. So we are funding these Asian-owned and Arab-owned stores with our dollars. And when we fund these stores with our Black dollars, it goes into their communities. It does not come back into the Black community. Do we see that? It is our time to now reverse that and have ownership. So what does this mean for 2026? How do we win, right? How do we win? So these are my predictions for 2026. Okay. So number 1, in 2026, y'all, we're going into our predictions now. So we're switching gears. In 2026, the brands that perform will dominate. And so no longer are you able to copy and paste what another store has, what somebody else is carrying, what the hype is online. Customers are going to demand that the products that you carry in the store actually work. And so there's going to be an investment for you to actually do the work to make sure that you are carrying quality products, okay? Because you want to be known as the go-to beauty hub in your community. So the secret to this strategy is to build a results-driven product mix. What does that mean? What does that even mean, Janice? Okay, when we talk about our product mix is all the different categories that we have in the store that is essentially the backbone of our business. This is exactly how we plan to make money in our store. We have all these different categories. It's a big training. I can't get into it now. But you have your chemicals, your perms, your relaxers. You have your electronics, your blow dryers, your irons. Then you have your over-the-counter products, which we call them OTC in the industry, right? And so those are the legacy brands. That's Dark and Lovely. That's Soft Sheen Carson, right? Then we have our natural organic brands. That is where we're moving towards. That is the sector that we are moving towards right now, that we are seeing, again, lots of money. 6 billion is what I quoted y'all, right? 6 billion in the natural hair care and texture section, right? That is going to be a winning sector that we have to invest in when we have our beauty supply stores in 2026. Okay, that sector is blowing up, and I'm going to talk more about that later. So prediction number 2, education and events will become mainstream marketing. And here's what I know. Beauty store events spike up 50% during the holidays. So we're talking about our seasonal events. We're talking about our holidays. Literally in my store, guys, we did everything was around the holidays. We did events for mothers. We did events 12 days of Christmas. A lot of my clients right now is doing 12 days of Christmas. Like, you absolutely have to have in-store events. And I was doing events, y'all. I was doing events in my store before it was even a thing. And we're talking about 15 years ago when I had my store, right? So this, for context, we're talking about 15 years ago. We were doing events. We were doing wigs and wine, right? Because events equals more revenue. Events equals more loyalty. This is how I was able to create that loyal customer base, because it was like, this girl actually cares about her customers, that she actually puts on events for us. She actually brings out the wine for us. She actually brings out the snacks for us. I was doing everything. But that helps your loyalty because they can see that you care. Events equal volume. You have to have this if you want to win in 2026 in your stores. You need to build. So here's the winning strategy. You need to build a year-round event calendar. I want y'all to drop that in the chat, because that's a huge gem. Because a lot of you guys, especially if you operate stores, you need to build a year-round event calendar where you are going to have curated top-tier luxury events for your customers. This is how I was able to get 5-figure months in my first year of business with a store that was only 800 square feet of space. Where did they do that at? And so, for context, y'all, I opened my store in New York City, and our stores tend to be smaller. Boutique stores, New York City is super crowded. And so we don't have mega beauty supply stores like they do down south and other parts of the country. And so with 800 square feet of space, I made well over 6 figures my first year of business, which was way more than I was making at my corporate job. And this happened because, let's go back to the first 2 gems. I had created a product mix where I had all the hard to find products in my store in one place. It was just like, why would I not shop here when she has everything that we're looking for? And it's cute and it's clean, and they say hi to us and they educate us and they do events. Why would I not shop here? And how are you going to steal a customer from me when I got her phone number and we chill together in my in-store events? We like this. This is how you create customer loyalty. It's that simple. So let's get into prediction number 3. Private label is going to explode. Now, I have been talking about this for years, y'all, so this is not new, right? But when we have seen the rise of tariffs this year, and we have seen the pivot from getting your stuff from China to actually focusing, I've been talking about this for years, y'all, on your own products, on your own brands. So right now we have seen the shift from retailers focusing on that OTC, which again, over-the-counter products, right? Replacing those third-party brands with their own brands. This is powerful because when you own your own brand, you own the margins. Margins are very important when we're talking about profitability in a beauty supply business. So now I can private label bundles, which is the most popular thing. I did it. I can private label makeup, which I did. I have had clients private label edge control. I've had clients private label bonnets and hair accessories. Okay. Because again, when you own the brand, you can control the margins and you can control the profits in the business. Okay. And then people also feel a deeper sense of loyalty when you have your own brand represented in your own beauty supply store. We have had DIY stations and DIY oils and body scrubs and things of that nature. Like all these things, we literally help you build. Okay. So the strategy here is to launch your own signature product. That could be a hair growth oil. Like I said, that could be a hair growth oil. It could be a myriad of things. Some of you on here have your own lashes. We've had many clients do lashes. We even had one client branch out and do a vending machine with lashes, right? On campuses, just selling lashes in a vending machine, making $3,000 to $4,000 per month just off of the vending machine, right? So you need to get into the mindset of building wealth beyond your store walls. Okay. So one great example of this is my girl Pam out in Tampa, Florida. She has My Shade and Texture, and she has an entire DIY bar that actually accounts for most of the revenue in her store. Now, this DIY is where women can come in and be creative and mix and match different oils and literally create your own concoction, your own oil, your own body scrub. And how powerful is that I can actually have this really creative experience of creating my own body butter, my own oils, my own body scrubs. Like how amazing of an experience. And literally she has groups of women come and it's like a thing. It's like paint and sip. Okay, but it's like modern day with hair care and body care, paint and sip. Okay. This is exactly what we are doing to set ourselves apart from the competition. Because I don't want to hear anybody say that they can't compete because the Asians got 4 of the same boring beauty supply stores all on the same strip. When we over here mixing and matching body oils and body scrubs. I want to go to a store where I can mix and match my own concoction. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing over here. Okay, prediction number 4. Your stores must be hybrid. The online experience, the in-store experience absolutely has to, because this is the expectation. Like no one is shopping at a store if I can't find you online. That just doesn't make any sense. You need to have the option for people to shop online and pick up in the store. We saw this because of COVID, y'all. We saw this because of COVID. COVID was when we really had to implement the proper systems, of course, the proper systems to be able to have people to order online and pick up in the store, to have delivery options, to have emails and texts sent out. This is what we're doing in 2026. So if you are not online, you are literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table, right? So you need to be able to build a dual channel retail machine in 2026, literally waking up to sales. Okay. This is exactly what one of our clients did. This is Christina. She was actually a school teacher when she came into our program. She was a school teacher. Then she turned into a stay-at-home mom. She had 2 Irish twins. Shouts out to her. But her first year of business, and this is a screenshot that she sent me. She made 6 figures literally in 6 months, $96,000. I said, hey girls, how's sales doing since we're at the half year mark? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking a little 30,000, 40,000. She said 96, sis. And said that 12,000 was on DoorDash. DoorDash is killing it. My clients is killing it right now with DoorDash. You need a multi-channel retail machine if you are going to compete in 2026. $12,000 she was making. That's not including her online sales. She says her online sales in this text message, she says online sales are through the roof because of human braiding hair. Okay, so there is money to be made. Several streams, literally, several streams of income is what I'm trying to show y'all out of your 4 walls. Okay, people coming, walking in day out, that's your baseline. But the additional streams of income, That's where the legacy starts to begin. Okay. Let's get into our prediction number 5. So funding, I think this is the last one. So our funding, right? I told y'all last year we did 1.5 million in funding for our clients. Funding is going to require a clean story for sure. Lenders are still lending, but they're very cautious, right? They're very cautious because a lot of lenders still really don't understand the Black beauty supply industry. Like they're used to giving money to everybody else. And that's why I really like to just deal with the lenders that I deal with, because they already understand the beauty supply industry. They already know how Black women shop, and we spend a lot of money. And so here's what you absolutely will not get funding if you don't have your business plan, your financial projections, your cost breakdown, understanding of the market, right? If you don't have these things, this is what lenders are looking for. And they absolutely say no to your application if you don't have these things in place, guys.
I'm going to bring Keisha up because she has something exciting to share.
And I want to share a video.
Ma'am. So last week I reported that I went underwriting, and today I actually got approved for my full amount for my loan.
Yay.
Thank you, Janice, actually, for saying, no, call him tomorrow. I got the official email announcement today that I got the full amount that I requested. And yes, so I'm excited. I'm nervous and everything all in between. I mean, it took me a year to get here. I'm here now. The money is available.
Well, that's so exciting. Let everyone know what the full amount is.
I got 150K.
Yes. See, it's possible, y'all. It's possible.
Y'all, it is possible. And that shouts out to my girl, Keisha Woodruff. She has a beautiful, beautiful store called The Beauty Know-How out in the Houston, Texas area. She got 150,000 in funding for her beauty supply store. And literally, when she came into the program, first of all, she was sitting on the sidelines for 10 years. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story that she would share with you. But came into the program, we did the work, we did the business plan, we did the financial projections, and she got the funding for her store. So shouts out to her. So guys, top level, these are the 5 steps, guys, right? Concise, that you need to have in order to open your store. You need a powerful location strategy, because location, y'all, in 2026 is going to be paramount. Location is still king, right? So high visibility, high traffic area, and convenient. Where's the parking? If you're in a city like New York City, where's the train station? Where's the bus stop? My store was literally in front of our main bus line. And so these are the things that you must think about when it comes to your location strategy. Number 2, having that funding and financial plan in place, right? Too many times I have seen stores that are underfunded, and they literally open stores and people walk in and it's a ghost town because you didn't properly project how much you needed in funding. And I understand, because the information is not online. Unless you roll across a training like this, you're not going to understand what it actually takes to fully fund and fully inventory a beauty supply store. Okay, so you need to make sure you have that in place. The proper inventory and merchandising. This is going back to what I talked about, the product mix. The product mix is the backbone of your business. Inventory is the highest asset on your balance sheet. You need to get it right the first time, because I will tell you, one of the second largest reasons for failure is having the wrong products in your store for your community. And so I have seen stores, 10,000 square feet of space, 200,000 worth of inventory fail because you have 200,000 worth of the wrong inventory. You don't want to guess this. You have one time and one shot to make it right, because there's no refunds here, if y'all didn't know. Okay. The 4th thing is you have to have your system. So we talked about creating a multi-channel retail machine. You have to have systems, the proper systems in place in order to execute that and make that happen. Because what happens when you don't have the proper systems and people in place is you literally sign yourself up for another job and you become literally chained to your cash register. I don't want that for anybody on here. I don't want you to sign yourself up for another job. I want you to sign yourself up for freedom. We're doing this for freedom, time freedom. I want to be able to see my babies do their recitals in the middle of the day if I want to, because I have systems at my store and I have people, proper people, not family members, running the systems. So everything runs like a well-oiled machine. This baby walks on its own once we set it up for success, of course, right? And so this is what the Asians do, by the way. Like they literally, in my community, I will speak for my community, they don't show up there. They don't show up at the stores because they want to actually make it seem like the store is black owned. So they hire black people to run the systems. And so you would think it's a black owned beauty supply. It's not a black owned beauty supply store. But that's the game. The Asians and the Arabs, they both do that. But I want you to borrow the mindset is that they want to work on the business, not in the business. Working in the business is you ringing up people and you put in products on the shelf. Working on the business as we're working on high-level CEO activities. We are talking about our marketing strategy. We're talking about accounting. We're talking about our inventory strategy. Okay, so we're talking about CEO activities. That is going to separate the stores that's going to do well in 2026 if they understand that there's certain CEO activities that they must do versus the employee activity. And what happens is, especially if you're coming from a traditional 9-to-5, you will naturally get caught up in doing the employee work and not the CEO activities. So I want to make sure that we are getting this correct, because what I see, and I'm telling you, I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about what I've seen. I have seen so many people call me and say, I work at my store 60 hours a week and I just had to close, because I'm just tired and I'm burnt out. So when you close your store, y'all, and I'm gonna move on. But when you randomly close your store and people show up and your store is closed, they never coming back. They're never coming back. They don't care if you're black owned. If I show up to your store and your store is closed because you was burnt out and you need a rest day because you don't have any employees and you don't have no systems, and so you signed yourself up for another job, I'm not coming back to your store because I don't care about what the excuse is. I'm here. I'm ready to spend my money and your store is closed, guys. Yeah, we can't do that. We cannot be doing that in 2026. So I want y'all to have your systems and your people in place. I don't want you signing yourself up for another 9-to-5 job. Now, Ashley, I'm so glad you asked that question. She said, is it bad that I want to work in my store? Absolutely not. And I tell my clients too, because we have a lot of doctors, lawyers in our program. They're super busy and they're not here to replace their career. So we have two sets of people. We have people who want to move out the 9-to-5, and we have people who want to invest because they know it's lucrative. So our doctors, our lawyers, they love being doctors and they love being lawyers, and they just want to park their money somewhere. They don't want to do real estate, but they want to park their money somewhere where they know they're going to really make real money, like real money. Okay. And I tell them it's okay. But I'm going to need you to show up at least 10 hours a week. That's it. Because you want to be there to oversee that everything is working, to oversee that, number one, people ain't stealing from you. Okay. Because when you don't show up, these people will steal. Okay. And the customers also want to know who the owner is. So you want to be able to meet people, shake hands. Friday, Saturday is prime time. I always tell my owners, please show up Friday and Saturday. Please see your customers in the store. Please talk to people. But I don't want y'all ringing up people. I don't want y'all putting that inventory on them shelves, because these are minimum wage activities. I need you to be over CEO activities. I want y'all to drop in CEO in the chat, y'all. CEO activities. CEO activities. I want you to be over the strategy. I want you to be over the strategy, because if you're ringing up people, you can't be working on marketing strategy. You can't be working on your inventory for the week. You can't do all the things. That is what happens, and people get burned out. That is the setup, and I'm trying to prevent y'all from the setup. So I need you to drop CEO activities in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. What's up, Heidi? She says CEO. She's like, period. You ain't got to tell me twice. And then lastly, number five. Okay. Your launch and marketing strategy. The way you launch your store, and so in my programs, we do 2 different launches, right? The way you launch your store to the public, like some of y'all launching stores, and it's a complete secret. We had no idea your store was coming, right? It shouldn't be a secret. The way you launch your store and your marketing strategies behind the launch, so the marketing continues. And so this is another thing that I could talk about for another hour, as you're not marketing, but the marketing strategy is paramount for your beauty supply success. Okay, so let's pause here, y'all. We did a lot, we said a lot, we learned a lot. So let's pause and let's check in, let's recap. Was this helpful? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If so, type in a yes in the chat. If so, type in a yes in the chat. Can y'all see how y'all can open and make 6 figures minimum in beauty supply with all of the different strategies that I taught y'all tonight and the additional revenue streams? Do you now see it? Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. So I told y'all there was 5 special people, 5. For those of you who are ready to open your beauty supply store, and you feel empowered, like, like, okay, this is it. Like, I'm sold. Like, beauty supply is it. This is for me. If you feel like that, I want you to also type in yes in the chat. I want you to also type in yes in the chat. If you're like, this is me. So this is my official call. If you really want to join this movement, y'all, because this is more about opening stores, but this is a movement. This is a movement. I liken this to the civil rights movement. We are breaking barriers. So if you're ready to join this movement of Black entrepreneurs taking over the beauty supply industry, one store at a time, we have a mission to open 100 stores in 2026. We have a mission to open 100 stores in 2026. And tonight I want to invite 5 people who want to join me next year and being one of the 100. And so to recap, y'all, we talked about our winning strategy. We talked about building a product mix. And this is what we do inside our Platinum Store Launch program. Okay. For our clients, we build them out the Retail Genius merchandising matrix, right? From our approved performance-based vendor list. So this is a full product mix blueprint where you never have to guess what I should have in my store, in my community, because you literally have a team that's going to do it for you. We talked about creating a beauty supply store that is community centered, right? The beauty hub that everybody goes to, right? Inside our Platinum Store Launch program, you literally have a team of people who are working on your location strategy based on the data in your community. We have people that are going to help you understand the customer experience and build out your own framework for your store, right? We have events, templates, and scripts based on what I have done and what all of my clients have done to have that year-round event schedule in their beauty supply store. We literally give you the exact playbook for becoming the neighborhood's trusted beauty home, right? That year-round event calendar, that comes with flyers that are ready to go because we have the same events every single year, right? We have in-store class guides and how to partner with your local stylist and collaborate with different influencers, with different service providers, so that you bring that experience to your store, right? Through other people. Okay. We talked about launching your own private label brand, right? In our program, we teach you how to do that, how to create that private label vendor connection, right? What does the roadmap look like to opening and starting your own hair care line, brand, accessory line, whatever that looks like, right? We also teach you the profit margin model, right? How should you price your products once you actually create it, right? Packaging, all of that. Literally, we walk our clients through that in our program, right? The 5th thing that we talked about is creating that dual channel retail machine, right? Being everywhere at one time. So we literally build out full website. We tell you which POS systems to use, right? That literally integrates with your online store, right? And we also build out a 90-day online marketing plan for all of our clients in our program. So here you are literally getting everything from A to Z. You are not guessing on anything. You are not building anything from scratch. We create the business plan for you guys. We give you guys the funding strategy. We have people on our team that are specialists in each area. So we have a realtor on our team that literally walks you through lease negotiation. We have a funding specialist that walks you through the different programs, how to get funding, credit repair, all of those things. He handles that stuff. I am the one that handles everything inventory. So literally all of my vendor relationships that I've had for the past 15 years that I've been in this industry, 15 years, you guys get instant access to, and you're able to literally leverage the relationships that I've built, because we literally partner our clients with our vendors so that not only do you get the proper product mix, but you're getting the right pricing. Y'all, my first year of business, y'all, quick story. I spent $20,000 with the wrong vendors, because you just don't know what you don't know when you start a new business and you don't have the connections and you don't know who's who and who's the real vendor and who's a scam and all the things, right? And so I literally looked up and wasted $20,000 of my own money with the wrong vendors. We don't want to do that, right? So this is where most people fail. They didn't have the right location. They underestimated the cost. They had poor inventory selection, no marketing, no systems, launching halfway, right? Because success is not about luck. If you have all of these things in place, you will be successful. If you have the right location, if you have the right product mix, if you have the correct funding in place, you will be successful, right? It's all about following the blueprint and literally following it to the T. And this is why the Platinum program exists, because we're literally giving you the roadmap that has literally worked for women nationwide. So I'm not telling you what I just did in my store in New York. I'm telling you what I've done for clients in the South. I'm telling you what I've done for clients on the West Coast, Canada, and the Caribbean. Okay, so I don't know if we have any Caribbean people on here, but we have done stores in the Caribbean. Actually, my second store was in Bermuda. Clock it. Okay, so this is what is included in the program. It is 12 months. And so just to give you guys a little bit of framework, it takes 6 to 8 months from beginning to end on average to open a beauty supply store. And I'm talking about from beginning of helping you build the LLC, helping you get the funding, helping you get the location, helping you get the inventory, and creating the launch plan and marketing, right? So 6 to 8 months, right? So the total program is 12 months. You're getting everything that I just mentioned, the business plan, the funding map, our product mix blueprint. You're getting access to those vendor accounts, the POS system setup, the build out guidance, the grand opening strategy, the strategy to build your multi-channel retail machine. So getting on DoorDash, getting the online setup, getting in-store pickup, all of the things, right, is in our world-class university that you have instant access to. So you're watching the courses, you're doing the work, you're working with the team. Everything literally works together. We literally partner together and we work together to get your store open. So for the 5 that are on here tonight and you guys are ready to lock in, there is a small $500 deposit to lock in with me and the team, and actually lock in our 2025 prices before they raise in 2026. So typically we have increased our product prices every single year. Next year for the 12 months, this is $30,000, but you can still lock in our 2025 pricing, which starts at $25K. There's a $500 deposit. We also have payment plans. We also have funding in place for people. And so the deposit is literally for you to lock in your spot. Once you lock in your spot, we get on a call, we get on a consult, and I'll walk you through all of the different options. That link is in the chat for the 5 people. I did tell you that was 5 people that I was going to take with me today. And so if any of this information resonated with you today, and you know that this is exactly what God has called you to do, and you're at the right place, and it's the right time, because it's the only time I'm doing this. This is the last training of this year. You want to go ahead and lock in your deposit. Like I said, it is a $500 deposit to work with me and the team and to lock in 2025 pricing. Okay. The program is $25,000 for the year. That's 2025 pricing. Yet next year is going to $30,000. So I'm just letting y'all know that right now. You try to talk to me in January, it's going to be a completely different price. Okay. But this deposit is going to lock in your spot and get on the call with me, where I'm going to be going through all of the payment options. And so you're going to get on a call with me. No one else on my team is going to get on a call. You're going to get on a call with me. Girl, Ashley, she said, I'm about to Uber, I'm about to DoorDash, I'm in Instacart my life away. I hear that, girl. So if you have the $500 for your deposit today, this is the time. If you are waiting for that sign, this is the time, y'all. This is the time, because it's not for everybody, y'all. There's 31 people on here. I said I was only looking for 5. So this program is not for everybody. This is for those who understand that this is an investment and who understand where Beauty Supply is going in 2026. And you are saying, I want to get on the train right now. I don't want this train to leave me. This is for the people who said in the beginning, they don't want their 2026 to look like their 2025. This is for the people who said in the beginning, I am trying to change my financial trajectory. Something has to shake. Something has to shake. I cannot do 2025 over again. And I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all. We're not going to have the same 2025. There's 5 of you on here who feel that. And so this is your opportunity right now, y'all. So this is one of our other stores. This is Flawless Beauty Supply in Dallas, Texas. These ladies got $75,000 in funding secured. This was literally a weekend after joining the program, getting our business plan and financial projection, which has helped women get over 1.5 million last year. And Terrell, the owner, says Janice was such a phenomenal help in getting this girl boss started. Her course had everything, a lot of information that you cannot just get anywhere. This is New York Beauty Supply. These gentlemen on the end, these are the owners actually of the store. First Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. First of all, give it up for the men. Because everyone thinks I just work with women, but I work with men too. I don't discriminate. Okay, but these young gentlemen, so proud of them, love them so much. They actually generate over $10,000 in their grand opening weekend. This is one of the largest grand opening weekends I've ever attended. And these gentlemen generated over $10,000 in their grand opening. I was actually, Jeremy, who's on the end, went to his wedding last year. Some of my clients, they become family. So I went to his wedding last year and he said, girl, I am opening another location. And I was like, I wish I had more time. I just came for the wedding, but I want to see the store too. And so I'm so proud. Moved into their second location. They was only in business for 2 years, but before I think he made that move. And so guys, I just want to show you that representation is real. So if you are a man on here, definitely, I don't discriminate. I just want to work with Black people. I don't know if I can say that online, but I do want to work with my people because I feel like we are in a movement that we haven't seen. There is no other industry that is highly dominated, and there are barriers that you have to break through. But yet on the other side, we see that there are Black women who are spending the most money. And so it just does not make sense. So that's that. Miriam, the program does include helping you get funding for the store. So we walk you through the funding process. And so the answer is yes. We walk you through. That is the first 90 days in the program. So just to give you guys some perspective, the first 90 days in the program is all about helping you guys secure the funding for your beauty supply store. So if you are someone who is on here, you have over a 620 credit score, you make over $40,000 annually combined, solo, whatever that looks like. That is what most of our lenders look for, just to give you a baseline, right? And so we get your business plan and your financial projections done for you. So we have a business writer on our team that does that within the first 14 days of you being in the program, okay? Within the first 14 days, we rushing to get to this funding because we want you to open. So we are literally on a very strict timeline. And I'm strict, y'all. I'm like, girl, you need to get the questionnaire back to me. We need to do the LLC, all the things, right? And then once the business plan and financial projections is done, guys, that's when you start to get access to our lender Rolodex. So we have a list of lenders that we work with that our clients have gotten a lot of success in. And this is where you start to shop your business plan and financial projection. It's like dating, right? You just pick the best lender and then we move on from there. Okay. Okay, so drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions. They're coming in fast. The funding primarily is through the SBA program. So that's the Small Business Association. It's called the SBA 7A program, which is a business loan. It is not a grant. Let me just talk about grants real quick, because I know there's a lot of information about grants out there. Grants don't really shake for what we're trying to do, guys. Just to give you some transparency. You're not going to get a 6-figure grant, but you will get 6-figure funding. Same way we pay 6 figures for our mortgage, or for a house, rather, you will get 6-figure funding, right? So when we go for funding, we're always going for a minimum of 100,000 to make sure that we have enough funding for our store. We don't do anything less than that unless it's a smaller store, and it's a case-by-case basis. And so this is why it's a one-on-one program, because everybody's situation is going to be different. And so grants is typically for people who have revenue to show, right, that their business is already successful. And that's where you can see grants that's like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, things of that nature. Okay. Once you do your deposit, guys, when you do your deposit, it's just a deposit. Once you do your deposit, you are going to get a link to book a call with me. We get on the call and we walk through all of the payment options. So there's a pay in full option, right? You get a great discount when you're able to pay in full, and there's payment options. Once we get on the call and we go through all of the options, you tell me which option you're comfortable with, and then we start with the payment arrangements. So like I said, the program is $25,000 for the 12 months. And that includes everything that I just mentioned on the call. So that's the entire team. That is me. And that is also access to our online university, where you're going to be learning the trainings. You're going to be taking the work, doing the work, and then working alongside with me and my team to actually execute. Yes, the funding goes into your business bank accounts, but it also depends on the lender. So let me just say that, right? Every lender is going to be different, James. I think it's James. Or maybe Jamie. I don't know. Okay, so the question is, does the funding go into our business bank account? And so some lenders, what they will do is directly cut a check to the vendors. So they will pay for the inventory. They will pay for the build out of the store. They will pay for the payroll. They'll pay that directly. And then some lenders, like especially if you're doing like a working capital situation, they will cut the check directly to you. So it depends on the lender that you decide to go with. So that's why I said these lenders is like dating. You got to see which one works for you, and then we move on from there. But like I said, we have our own list of lenders that we have been working with that understand the business and that our clients have had a lot of success with. So we have our own group of lenders that we work with, but of course you work with anybody. Any other questions, y'all? Any other questions? Now, guys, if you did your deposit, let me say I'm in the chat. Like, don't just leave the deposit and not come back. Come back to the chat and say I'm in. Comment I'm in, because I want to see the 5 who's in. Jamila, sorry, girl. I don't know why I can't see that. Golly, what's wrong with my eyes? Okay, drop your questions. And where's my 5 at? I want you to type I'm in. Don't just leave the chat. Type I'm in. Where's the 5? Ashley, are you in? Miriam, Heidi, what's up? Shalom, I seen you. Angie, are you in? Who else is Jamila? We've been talking. And like I said, guys, the deposit is $500. So if we get on the call and you're like, this is not for me, it's just a deposit. It could be refunded. It's a refundable deposit. This is for us to get on the call to make sure, first of all, this is a good fit, and then explain all the process of everything that we do. And so just to give you a high level breakdown of what the 12 months looks like. The first 90 days, we are focused on getting funding for the store. Okay, that's the first 90 days in the program. We do your business plan. We do your financial projections. You get connected with our funding specialist, and he walks you through getting funding for your store. The funding that you get is through the SBA program. And this is funding specifically for everything that has to do with the beauty supply store. Your payroll, the inventory, the marketing, all of the build out that has to do with the store, the physical store. Once you have the funding in place, then we go into building out the store. So the first step is finding a location. You work with a realtor to do that. You work with her to do all the lease negotiation. She literally, actually, these guys right here saved them $50,000 off of their lease. So she's the best at what she does. Then we have an architect that does the blueprints for your store. So that's another person on the team that you will work with. And then we have our interior designer that you will work with on the branding of the store. So all the beautiful, beautiful stores that you guys have seen, our interior designer has designed all these stores. They're beautiful. They're high end. They're giving Black girl luxury, all the things that we are looking for, right? That's the second phase. So that's like another 3 to 6 months is building out the store and doing the construction, all of that. 2 weeks out from the completion of construction, this is where I personally come in and I do all things inventory for you guys. So I literally connect you guys to my vendors. And I also do your first orders because we talked about building out the product mix and how people lose a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars on the wrong products. So I personally do this for all of my clients as I connect you with the vendors. I open the accounts for you guys. And I also do your first, y'all see the one, the first purchase orders for your store. And then after that first one, you continue to do your own orders. But we do the first one for you to make sure that you have the proper product mix in place that is going to make you money in your store. The third phase is launching the store. This is where we implement the retail systems that you're going to need. This is where we do the hiring. So you need a store manager. You need a buyer, depending on how involved you're going to be. This is what we create, the third part. And then we have our ribbon cutting event. And then we have our grand opening event. I mentioned to you guys, we have two events. We have a soft launch and a grand opening. I come to the grand opening because I do a store audit. So I personally fly to your city. I fly to your city and I do a store audit day one. So I work with you and your team and I do a store audit day one. And then day two is usually the grand opening event where I also host that event complimentary for my clients because I just want y'all to be the bride for the day. And we present you to the community as the next Black-owned beauty supply store. And that is typically what that 12 months on average looks like. Could be more or less, could be fast, could be longer, right? But that's typically what the 12 months looks like. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, y'all. I hope that makes sense. Actually, don't punch the air. Just find somebody. Mama, father, somebody's going to invest in you, Ashley. You got this, girl. But that's what the 12 months looks like in a nutshell. But on the call, we literally go through all of that in detail. So the first step is to lock in your deposit. And then when we get on the call, you're getting on a call with me and I walk you through all of that in detail. But that is just high level of what that looks like. That is just high level on what that looks like. Okay, so here's what I want to do for you guys because I got to go. I am going to drop in my calendar link in the chat. So if you guys still have questions, go ahead and book time on my calendar. This is going to be a shorter time. Go ahead and book time on my calendar. If this is something that you literally want to do and you have more questions, book time on my calendar this week. Try to do it this week, y'all. Let me know if this link even works for you guys. This is the link to my calendar, guys. Let me know if you guys can I just want to make sure that I have time on the calendar. Let me know if y'all can book this link. If that link is not working, I'm gonna drop a different link for you guys to book a call with me. Let me see if that link working for you guys. If not, I'm gonna drop in a different link. Let me just try to pull this up real quick, y'all. Let me just pull this link up. Link for you guys. I just want to make sure that that you guys can actually get time on my calendar for this month. Okay, so this one is actually working. So let me come back to the chat. Okay, so I just dropped another link for you guys. Click the second one, y'all. I just dropped another link because that calendar is booked. That calendar is booked. So I just literally dropped another link. Guys, you can follow me on Instagram is at The Retail Genius. I'm at The Retail Genius on all platforms. So Instagram, TikTok. You guys can also join my Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group. I would love for you guys to join my free Facebook group. It's called the Black Beauty Supply Power Circle group. It is called the Black Beauty Supply Power Circle group. I go live in that group often. So you guys can join my free Facebook group. I go live in that group often. It is called the Black Beauty Supply Power Circle. Okay, so Jamila says it works. So guys, just click the second link and book your call with me for this week, if possible, because my calendars get booked up really fast. All right, guys, so I'm going to sign off here. I'm super, super excited for everybody who is in and wanted to open a store next year. Like literally, it is our year, y'all. 2026 is the year of beauty supply, Black-owned beauty supply ownership. And so I'm so, so excited for you guys who said yes to join this movement. Thank you guys for spending your evening with me. And I will see you guys on the next training in 2026. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.